You all think Democrats should tone down the rhetoric? Yeah! Do you think Kamala Harris should go to prison? Yeah! We're living in the dumbest timeline right now.
Ain't that the truth?
They're spewing all their hate and hatred towards us, and we drink beer. And we drink beer. We don't lie. You know, we don't lie.
Do you think that the rhetoric on both sides has gotten too hot?
No, it's only hot on one side, and you can tell that for what it is. I mean, we got 2 assassination attempts now. So when's enough? Two's enough.
To be fair, this interview happened long before Trump's hate rally at Madison Square Garden, but that does not change the fact that far too many Republican voters see nothing wrong with the vitriol and nastiness the right wing has turned into their policy and campaign platforms.
Under Kamala Harris and the communist left, our country is under invasion. We are under invasion just like it was an army. Except in many ways it's more difficult because they don't wear a uniform. You don't know who the hell to go after.
If I have to, create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast.
We can't stress this enough. This is the leader of the only other major political party and the potential future president, with his right-hand man openly spreading some of the most racist lies and propaganda we've seen in recent memory. They know their base eats this garbage up, so normalizing this level of hatred gives a pass to everyone supporting the Republicans to mirror their behavior and perpetuate said hate further.
I haven't seen the joke. Maybe it's a stupid racist joke, as you said. Maybe it's not. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to comment on the specifics of the joke. But I think that we have to stop getting so offended at every little thing in the United States of America. I'm so over it.
Case in point, JD couldn't even bring himself to denounce Tony Hinchcliffe's blatant racism, giving an implicit endorsement of his comments, which brings us to this.
If you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing it.
You've been called an anti-Semite more than anyone else at this table.
Yeah.
And people would sit there and, no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. Okay. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that...
Did you just say I should die?
You should not.
No,
did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on.
Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope you
don't... let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper doesn't go off.
Because you said I'm a big supporter
of the Palestinians.
Of Hamas?
Guys, let me stop.
Palestinians.
Are you a supporter
of
Hamas?
what? No, of course I'm not saying
I apologize.
Are you a racist, violent person inciting violence against me?
Ryan,
that's disgusting.
that is completely...
I apologize.
Good job, CNN. Let's have first block say the Muslim guy should be blown up.
What you just saw is the result of Donald Trump and the Republican Party's normalized hostility towards anyone who they feel doesn't deserve the same dignity and respect that they do. The media, especially CNN here, is not innocent either, because some, like Ryan James Girdusky, should have never been considered and given this platform in the first place. But CNN wants to maintain the veneer of fairness, so they find the most unhinged people possible to keep their audience entertained and drive viewership, regardless of risking disgusting racist calls for violence like what we just heard.
You literally...
I thought he said Hamas.
You didn't think I said Hamas. I said I supported Palestinian rights.
Yes, I did.
Why? Because when you hear
what's funny is Rudy Giuliani said this yesterday, so you're a great guest to be here to defend Rudy Giuliani.
I wasn't going to entertain nonsense today, and so at this point,
this is what we're in now. This is America in 2024.
Here's what I will say.
Forget the racism.
That's right.
It's I should die.
I didn't say that. You
said, what does beeper mean? Don't give me your faint ignorance.
I did not say you should die.
Why did you say with my beeper go?
What did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
So what did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper? No, you didn't. You said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off.
Ryan, stop talking.
At least have the guts to support your racist comment.
Mehdi Hasan deserves all the credit in the world for how he handled being smeared and disrespected like this to his face. He's consistently been one of the most valuable journalists and voices in the progressive movement for some years now. But like he said, this is nothing new to him, because this is how the right wing thinks about anyone who isn't a white Christian. Thankfully, though, Ashley Allison had his back.
This is why yesterday's rally was disgusting.
Don't call us Nazis, but I'm going to threaten the brown guy as a terrorist and kill him.
Because I didn't ever say Donald Trump was Hitler. Man. But do you know who stood on a stage yesterday and said, I want to come to the Nazi rally? I don't have to make up words and call you something. You're saying it for yourself. And what you just said right here, apologize, but I will tell you, I don't accept that apology, and you didn't even
That's
say it to
fine.
me.
I didn't say it
that
to
was
you.
disgusting. But I can be offended when you don't even say it to me. I'm not Puerto Rican, but I was offended by what he said yesterday. And I'm offended that the former president and potentially future president would allow it.
To her credit, Abby Phillip immediately apologized to Hasan on air while telling viewers that Girdusky was removed from the panel and banned from appearing on the network again, later posting this video to clarify the situation more.
He's not welcome back on our air. There is a line here on this program, and it was crossed. But I want to be clear as well that we did not ask Mehdi to not come back. In fact, we really wanted him to come back and finish the show. We had a lot to talk to him about. And we really hope that he'll join us again soon. But for those of you who are wondering why he did not come back, I just want to be super clear that that was not in any way because we didn't want him back.
Girdusky then did exactly what you'd expect out of a conservative who just racially abused and wished for the death of one of the most prominent journalists on the left by doubling down and saying it was all just a joke. Again, this is what the right finds acceptable.
You worked very closely with J.D. Vance, I believe, when he was, you ran his super PAC. Ryan, welcome, and you must be pretty psyched. Your friend and former boss, I guess, is now the vice presidential nominee, or just about. Tell us about this guy, and tell us about how you got to know him.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. In 2020, he reached out to me over Twitter, and we had built a friendship. And then when the open Senate became open and Senator Rob Portman announced his retirement, I called him and said, if you're running, I want to be on the team.
And would you look at that? Girdusky also happens to be a former underling and friend of J.D. Vance, who helped get him elected to the Senate.
No matter how much you suck up to these people, no matter how much you give, no matter how much you beg and plead and say, I'm sorry for everything that white culture has ever provided us, they will always hate you. You will always be Hitler to these people.
A huge shout out goes to Decoding Fox News, aka Juliet Jesk on Twitter, for sifting through her archive of footage to find Girdusky's appearances on Proud Boys founder Gavin McInnes' show.
With the Proud Boys, when I talk to strangers about it, I have to tell the people that there's blacks and gays and Jews in there at the beginning, or they'll leave.
I heard your meeting was excellent, by the way. I heard it was amazing.
Why didn't you come?
It was 9/11 Memorial I'd go to.
Right.
Otherwise.
And then they call us Islamophobic, and we go, this fits.
That maniacal laugh says more about Girdusky's feelings towards the Muslim community than we ever could. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Calling out elite people in comedy should be the rule of thumb.
I think Donald Trump's hair is actually another creature. Yeah. The hair's like going, good night, Donald. Good night, Donald. There we go.
Maybe it goes out. It goes out and makes money while he's asleep.
There is something about punching down that feels taboo, and punching up is the way to go.
Crack's not really my thing, but if it was, it would be fine if I was on that side.
Wow.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. I'm a very stable genius.
It is very important, the work that the Jordan Kleppers are doing, the work that the Good Liars are doing, the work that our team here at the Turks are doing, and many more.
What he does, he secretly puts the marker on the end of the putter, and then he looks like he's marking it, but really, now the mark is 3 feet closer. That's a way easier putt.
He cheats a lot. That if you cheat at golf, you cheat at life. The saying goes for Donald Trump.